What is going on, guys? I don't know if you all know who it is, but this is Mr. Vance Paynter here. I've been doing a lot of videos for the last 2 years, 3 years now. I don't know. Me and YouTube have gotten a little bit acquainted, and I've been doing a lot of car related and just car stuff in general. Car sales, me myself, oh my gosh. I've been in 3 dealerships now, exotics, luxury cars, all sorts of stuff. It's been a crazy last 3 years, I'd say at least. Because of this knowledge that I've acquired, I've found myself kind of giving hints and teaching and tips and tricks and all sorts of stuff as the business continues to go on. And I thought I'd pass it on to you just a little bit, especially to help the consumer. I feel like there isn't a lot of knowledge for that. And I know you guys are going out into a whole different experience right now with car buying, especially for a salesman, because it has changed. And I've seen it, especially over the last few years. I'd say about 5 or so years ago, maybe a little bit more, the car buying process was much different. And today we're just going to go over buying a car just for the consumer, and the fact that a lot of us are probably first-time buyers. You know, this is more geared towards that. I have never bought a car before. What am I going to do? What do you do? What is the first thing that you think you should do? Vance, what? Well, you need to figure out what vehicle you want, right? And what suits you. There's a few questions that I might go over in my own head. You know, how much do you drive? How much can you afford? I mean, should you be looking at a cash car? I mean, and then there's financing options for first-time buyers. There's new versus used. There's a lot of things to think about. So I just kind of wanted to break it down and go kind of one bit at a time, and we'll kind of figure out what is the right option for you, right? Now, when it comes to the vehicles that you're looking for, of course, you're gonna have to take into account your budget. And as a first-time buyer, the banks themselves are usually looking to give you probably around 20K, right? $20,000. About. Now, this is all based on credit. This goes on based on what you've been doing previous, if you've had any sort of loans prior, credit cards, defaults. There's so much, chargebacks, just so much to deal with credit. That I am not here for. I'm not a credit master. All I'm here to explain to you is what is going on in this car shopping process, because I've done so many freaking deals and they're really all quite similar. It breaks it down, but it does get complicated. So as a first-time buyer, you're looking for something in this range, and that is so you can keep your payments low, right? That is everyone's goal. And why is your payments going to be low? Because they're probably going to be looking for a combination of a few things. 1, 2K down. 2, the correct vehicle. 3, price, of course. And that kind of coincides with the correct vehicle. But this is a good breakdown, a small breakdown of how you're going to be doing your first time car buying experience. Your max that I would be looking for, your absolute max, even out the door almost, maybe a little bit over if you have been building your credit and you've been very astute with that, but average across the board, this is the number out the door that you're looking to pay for your first car. About $20,000. Okay, so keep your payments low, right? Now, in order to do this, you want a good rate. In order to get a good rate, these are kind of the almost minimum requirements for what's going on here. $2,000 down. You want to choose the correct vehicle and you want to go with the right price on that vehicle. Now, $2,000 down does not need any explanation. Money down helps no matter what. More is even better. It lowers your rate and you can possibly lower your term, giving you a lower payment for a short amount of time, helping you save you money. No matter what you do, more money down never hurts. Never hurts. Now, the correct vehicle, let's talk about this for a little bit. As you have new and you have used, right? And there are benefits to be weighed out with both in financing terms, of a vehicle, all sorts of things. I'll go over another video with that. But just to think, when you are getting your first car, you can't go and buy something. It's even hard for someone to finance on their with a great credit and car buying experience something that's old with high mileage. I know it says it's $20,000 and that's what Vance told you to go do, but just because you can find a Corvette that's really cheap with high mileage does not mean that the bank wants to take the risk, right? The risk of financing your vehicle. Very simple graph here. Age. Alright, I'm gonna go 1 through 20 years old. People don't really drive that much older of a car. And then also miles. And you're 0 to, let's say, just so people understand, 120K. And this is how cars go every single time. As we all know, as the vehicle ages, the miles go up. Now, no matter what, you're going to find vehicles that are brand new and have high miles, and you're going to find vehicles that are old and even have low. That's great. They can be all over the spectrum. But at the end of the day, the banks, they're paying attention to almost this imaginary line here. And when you're a first-time buyer, you don't really want to be anywhere over, let's say about 5 years. And then mileage, keep it as low as possible. So there's a nice comfortable bubble. I would honestly want to keep it somewhere under, let's just say 50K miles too. Because the higher the miles, the higher the risk. The older the vehicle, the higher the risk, because they don't know if you're going to pay for repairs and they're not going to get all their money. And that's what all this is about anyway, money. So, if you think about it, this is the little sweet spot that you want to be at. Now, I understand there are vehicles, like I said, everywhere. And this one is just one right here, based on the dots that I randomly drew. But that's because you need to find something that the bank can trust you with and that will last you, so you can get a better loan later on in life and things go up. Think about it like this. You have tiers. And every single time you gotta start off a little bit small. Start off with that 20 grand. And then once you can prove that 20 grand is possible for you to pay for on a monthly basis, even for just 13 months, rule of thumb, 13 months, and all of a sudden the bank will see that you're paying for your vehicle a little bit better. Not saying to go out and buy another one, because you might be upside down as all get out, depending on how you're paying for it. That's a whole nother conversation now. The point is that you start off here and work your way up. You can work your way up in quicker ways. Again, another video to come. The point is to stay in this parameter. Low mileage, low age. If you get a new car, great. There are new car buying programs for customers who have never bought a car before, especially out of college. There's stuff through your employers. There's a lot of things that you can look up. Again, more videos coming soon. Today we were just talking about the first time car buying experience. Now that you know what to look for, you have to figure out what suits you. So you need to pay attention to how much you're driving, because you're going to be paying for gasoline. You also have to figure out insurance purposes and what suits you overall ergonomically, what fits you, what you're doing with your car, where you're going with it. All of these things have to be taken into account. Now, I know we all wish, I'm not going to say this all, but some of us like to have the luxuries in life, like say something like a Mercedes or a BMW. I get it, I completely get it. And you want all the features, you want it to be the most cool car in the world, but sometimes, again, you have to start small. Starting more towards something that would last you might be smarter, so that way you can keep up with what you're doing. As long as you can pay for the repairs on it, pay for everything that needs to be done on the car, you will learn to go up, and the payment can stay around the same. Of course, the more vehicle you have, the higher your payment's going to go, but you won't be able to mess it up. I see way too many repos, way too many things going wrong because people are in bad situations. And I don't want anyone to end up in a situation where you can no longer finance a car. That sucks. Forget that. Because when you start off with that in this range with a lower price, like I said, it's a very simple formula. Stay in the circle and stay in the guidelines. It's very easy. Correct vehicle, correct price, and put money down, and you will be guaranteed to find a great deal. Now, when it comes to what vehicle you're choosing, there's so many different options, so many. But just stick to stuff that would be honestly a little bit more towards the Japanese side, because they hold their value, they're easy to get loans for, and they'll last you a long time. That's just my personal opinion. That's more in another video too, because that's comparing car versus car, brand versus brand, and there's so much to go through. I'm gonna stick to the formula. It's very simple. Go back or rewatch this, please. There's a lot of information here, and I guarantee you there's so many questions. Please be glad to ask me. I'm here to help you out. This is Mr. Vance Paynter. I'm here to help you guys understand what's going on. For first-time buyers, please reach out to me, send me a DM, message, whatever you have. Mr. Vance Paynter. I will talk to you all soon. Bye now.